What is up and welcome to Rock Gamer, and it's time for my weekly DLC review. And this week we got 4 new songs. These songs were actually made available as a pre-order bonus if you bought the band bundle from Amazon. And the first song is Don't Wanna Fight by Alabama Shakes, and I have to say this is probably the worst song of the week in my opinion. It's just not very fun on any particular instrument with the exception of vocals. The guitar is not very fun. There's really not a whole lot going on. The chorus is really repetitive, and even though there's a solo in the song, it comes at the later part of the song, and it's just not very fun. It's mostly made up of sustained notes. The bass is also the same. It's not very fun. There is a short stretch of hammer-ons and pull-offs, but overall it's pretty forgettable. Even the drums feel the same way too, and there really even is some weird charting where it seems like the hi-hat has been charted to the crash cymbal, and it's just sort of repeated over and over again in the song. I'd say you definitely should avoid this song on all instruments except vocals. Next band is Death from Above 1979. This is the song Trainwreck 1979, and this is actually their first appearance in the game as well. And I have to say that this song, for people who were disappointed that keys are not in Rock Band 4, well, this is the closest you're going to get because keys are charted to guitar, because as you know, this band only features a bassist and a drummer. And I will say that the guitar is just not very good. It's just very chord heavy. There's like one little section with this tricky hammer-on and pull-offs, but that's about it. It's pretty skippable. The bass, you kind of play all over the fretboard, with green and orange really being mostly home bass, and then you sort of transition across the fretboard to get from orange to green. It's pretty enjoyable. I wouldn't say it's the best song on bass. I'd probably give this a rating of meh. The drums, I sort of feel the same way I did about bass. There's sort of like 2 parts of this song. There's the first half, which is a lot of kick drum and then playing like these little fills on the toms, and then the crash and the snare. And then you transition to like a pretty standard rock and roll beat, and that's really what the song is on drums. There's nothing too challenging or enjoyable. I'd say it's pretty mediocre and pretty average. You can probably go either way with this song. Band is a returning act. It's Breaking Benjamin with the song Failure. I'd say the guitar is quite chord heavy. There's a lot of 3-finger chords, and I've noticed that all over Rock Band 4. And I will say that it's reasonably fun. I actually had a lot of fun with this song, but I hated the solo. The solo has a lot of those sustained bars we saw in Rock Band 3 where you basically strum as much as you can. And you can turn that off if you play the freestyle solos, which is how I played the song. The drums on the song are really well varied. There's a couple different beats you'll play. There are some parts where it seems like the double bass hasn't been charted. On this, it's only single bass that's been charted, but I will say it's a great song on drums, even if it's on the fairly easy side. The bass on this song has a pretty long intro where you do nothing for the first 30 seconds or so, but then once you start playing the bass, it's actually reasonably fun and well varied as well. I'd say this is probably one of the stronger full band songs of the week. I'd say you should probably pick this song up if you're a fan of the guitar, bass, or drums. Let's go into our final song of the week. And the final song of the week is Follow Me Down by the Pretty Reckless, and I gotta say this song is probably the best song on guitar of the week, up there with Breaking Benjamin. Lots of chords and single notes, and there's lots of playing on the green with like a couple hammer-on notes thrown in with the orange. And then there's this really slow, boring section. It's sort of like a bridge in the song. It's definitely slows things down a bit and sort of takes you out of the experience, but it's still a great song on guitar nonetheless. The drums, I'd say this is the best song of the week on drums. It's definitely the hardest song on drums as well. There's some really tricky drum fills and some tricky bass pedal playing you'll be doing as well. Even the beginning, like all the different crash cymbals thrown in, definitely screwed me up on this song. Bass is probably the weakest instrument out of on this track, but I will say that doesn't mean the bass is bad. It's just that there's some sections where you're just standing around playing nothing. So you're going to be waiting to come in and then play some more bass notes, but then wait some more, and you know, you keep going on and on. But the sections you do play that are actually reasonably fun, I would say that you could probably go either way on this track with the bass. So I'd say it's probably a meh. And that basically does it for this week's Rock Band 4 DLC. I want to know what is your guys' opinion on this week's songs. Comment in the section below. And make sure you subscribe for the latest Rock Band 4 Guitar Hero Live and Amplitude news. Take care.